This drawing of five grey figures captures a deeply human primal progression of physical and emotional containment. The image reads as a visual meditation on the embodiment of internal experience, particularly suffering, restraint, and collapse. Each figure, while individually posed, participates in a subtle and deliberate sequence, suggesting phases of a unified process. The result is a wordless depiction of how pain, especially of the unseen internal kind, can spread, settle, and distort the human form. The first figure, at the far right, stands like a sentinel. His upright posture and straight legs evoke discipline, perhaps denial. He resembles a soldier standing to attention, his body stiffened, leaning ever so slightly forward, not aggressively, but with anticipatory tension. His own hands hang at his sides. He is not yet touched by the visceral discomfort that ripples through the figures ahead of him, but his slight lean and focused gaze betray concern or curiosity. This is the posture of the rational mind, observing without yet being engulfed. The second figure, directly beside him to the left, takes a small step into a state of embodiment. His torso leans more forward. His right hand rests protectively or tensely on his stomach, indicating a localized awareness, perhaps pain, perhaps fear. This is a recognition of something beginning to take root inside the self. The discomfort may still be containable, still cognitively processed, but it has reached the body. The third figure continues the descent. He is more hunched, and for the first time, both hands cradle the stomach. His head is bowed, eyes fixed downward. The internal has become dominant. His right foot stepping forward suggests movement. Perhaps he is advancing in the queue, or perhaps this is symbolic of a forward collapse into his condition. The body contracts. There is a sense that the figure is losing touch with the social or spatial world around him, turning fully inward. The fourth figure embodies the same gesture, but with deeper surrender. His knees are bent, his stance wider, an accommodation to the gravity of discomfort. Like the third, he holds his stomach with both hands and looks directly at the ground. But there is a greater bend, a more permanent feeling sag. This pose begins to feel less like temporary suffering and more like a settled state. His body no longer tries to resist or stand tall. It is reshaped by the pain it contains. He is no longer moving forward. He has become still, heavy, with internal weight. The fifth figure on the left is the culmination of this progression. He is dramatically bent over, almost folded at a right angle. His hands remain clasped around his stomach, but his posture is more extreme. The neck is craned inward as if he is trying to see or reach into his own core, almost pleading with his body. Even his toes curl, anchoring him to the ground, suggesting a total physical response to the inner distress. He occupies the most visual space, grounding the composition with a dramatic halt. And importantly, there is space beyond him on the paper, as though anticipating his collapse or the need for him to exit the line altogether. This final pose expresses a kind of resignation, an embodied plea, or perhaps even transformation through suffering. Altogether, the five figures form a progression, both spatially and emotionally, from observation to collapse. They exist in a loosely defined queue, evoking institutional or existential connotations. Waiting rooms, migration lines, moments before diagnosis, scenes of forced patience or helplessness. The repetitive gesture of the hands on the stomach becomes a ritual of internal reckoning. There is something deeply familiar about it. It evokes physical pain, but also grief, anxiety, fear, guilt, any emotion that manifests as a clenching in the gut. The figure's greyness, anonymity, and sameness in shape allow the viewer to focus entirely on posture and gesture without distraction from personality or identity. They are not individuals so much as states, versions of the same being at different moments. There is an emotional rhythm to how they lean forward, how their gazes drop, and how their bodies collapse into themselves. This creates a slow, almost imperceptible narrative, not of time, but of internal descent. This drawing then is not simply about a group of people, it is about a process, the way that something internal and invisible takes hold of the body, creeping gradually through posture and gesture until it owns the form completely. And in the space left on the left edge, there is a kind of haunting pause, the silent suggestion that there is more to come, or that the process is not yet complete.